here, we're gonna have a great time doing it. So we're gonna wait for our
gauge. I got it where I wanted at 35 psi. Now this may be a little high.
Good morning, Defiant Jeep, and welcome to another episode. Today we find ourselves at my friend's house. My friend Scott, who helped me out with the differentials, with the carriers and the gears. We're going to do another job today, and today involves my rough country suspension. Now, I just want to iterate here that rough country is still a fine kit. It is not one of those expensive, glorious, really hardcore kits like, let's say, Rock Crawler or Metal Cloak or somebody's custom job that's known out there. Rough country is, for lack of better expressions, a low price leader. And it's just that, it's still a fine kit. It works out fine and everything, but I have one problem with it. The control arm bushings. The control arm bushings that are used on the chassis side are their X-Flex bushings. They're kind of like Johnny joints. Because the bushings used on the differential side are the rubberized or factory rubber type. And these are, for lack of better expressions, very, very cheap. They are hollow. They blew out like in 6 months. I mean, today is what, the second, or what is today? Yeah, today's the second weekend of February. Now, most of y'all remember I installed or had a lot of help installing this lift kit in June of 2023. By December, 6 months later, the bushings are already blown out, which is like super not cool. I went ahead and I called Rough Country. They went ahead and replaced them. Their bushings, whether it be the chassis side or the differential side, have a 1-year warranty. And it's not 1 year from when you install it. It's 1 year from when you bought it. So I bought my kit in March of that year. I kept it in storage for 3 months. So that's 3 months of warranty that I lost just because I was keeping it in storage somewhere before I was ready to install it or have it installed. But here we are now in February. I'm going to go ahead and replace the bushings. Now, Rough Country, due to their warranty, was good enough to send me 2 of the bushings. I really needed 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 2 of them. I'm not complaining right now because I'm going to try something new. I'm going to go with an upgrade. We're going to go ahead and swap out the rubber ones for some polyurethanes. And that's considering the hope that these polyurethanes fit in the control arm. But we're going to find that out today. So while Scott and I get ready over here, we're going to go ahead and lift the Jeep.
Again.
Here we go again. So as we finish getting ready, we're going to get the fire up in the air, and we're going to do this one control arm at a time. This way we don't lose any of the geometry with the angle of the differential. And then we'll show you how we go through the process of one. We'll knock them all out, and then we'll bring you back in for the final everything else.
He likes to keep his rear end in the same spot.
Wow. Hang in there, Defiant Jeepers. We'll be right with you. Alrighty, with the fire up in the air, we're going to go ahead and remove the control arms. As I mentioned before, we're going to do one at a time. We are going to remove right now one of the uppers on the driver's side, which is a single bolt, a through bolt on each side. And pretty much the process is going to be the same for all 4 control arms. So we're going to go ahead and try and get this one knocked out as fast as we can so we can show you the result. And I'm going to show you what the bushings look like, that they're blown out, and why that we're replacing them. Alrighty, and here we go. The driver's side upper control arm for the rear has already been removed. Now the top joint is their rough country, what do they call X-Flex? It's like a Johnny joint, pretty much a ball mount in the middle. It's got a lot of flex right here. This one actually seems to be in very good shape, aside that it's dirty. So we're gonna go ahead and re-grease this when we get a second. Yummy. Okay, now that was disgusting. I know. I'm sorry. Okay, so now looking at the rear, where
hilarious as ever.
this bushing should be within this casing right here. You can see that it's actually blown out, and we're looking at that factory type of rubber bushing.
Blown out. That's what it's supposed to look like.
Right. It's blown out like this, so now it looks like it's got this big old hollowed out right there, which is not really hollowed out. It's the case. It's just pushing out. So, and that's because the rubber bushing itself is not bonded to the metal shell, and that's a big problem. So we're going to go ahead and replace this, but instead of replacing it with the factory type that Rough Country wants to send us, we're going to do an upgrade. We're going to replace the factory type with polyurethane. This is Energy Suspension's Hyperflex series of polyurethane bushings, which we know that polyurethane lasts a lot longer. Hopefully the flex is still good enough so we don't sacrifice too much. So the first thing we're going to figure out is how to press this guy out of here to put that one in. Ready?
Who are you talking to?
Oh. Marty, you. All right, let's go. Let's go and get it started. We're going to figure out how to press this out, and then we're going to keep on moving forward. All righty, folks, and here it is. The control arm bushing has been pressed in. Now, I know it looks like it's trying to push out. That's definitely not the case. It is this bushing right here that both halves are contacting each other. So you can actually see that it is the right length and everything. Oh, sorry, let me hold it up. Everything is fitting fine. And all we had to do is, like I said, since the rubber itself is not bonded to the metal shell, we went ahead and did it in stages. We went ahead and pressed out the inner metal shell where the bolt goes through, and then we pushed out the rubber, and then we cut out the shell. That's how we got it out, and we put the Energy Suspension polyurethane control bushing halves in there. And of course, we got the metal sleeve for the bolt, and everything's well lubed with the whatever the lubrication product that was provided by Energy Suspension. So let's go ahead and get it in. Alrighty, folks, and there you have it. One upper rear control arm installed. It is a little tight because of the polyurethane, a little bit more difficult to manhandle and to get it to flex. But we know that the control arm length is correct because we didn't actually mess with the length. So it all should be good. From this point, we're done with one. We got 7 more to go, and this is done. Pretty much the process is all the same. I'm not going to record any of that fun stuff, so I'll get back to you when the whole Jeep is done. So it's just Hang in there, get a snack, get a drink. We'll be right with you. Alrighty, here we go. We made it back home. And let me apologize to you. I did not show you the end product after we finished all 8 of the control arms. And we did all of the differential side bushings. And of course, you saw us do the first one where we went ahead and removed the control arm. I put it back in with the new bushings, but I did not demonstrate on how we did it because we were still trying to figure that out. So what we did is, let me show you this one right here. This is the factory type Clevite rubber bushing that's provided with the rough country control arms. And since we don't have a proper press for these kind, as you can see on this side right here, it's got a very large bevel and it rests right against the mount where the control arm sits. And the thing is, it covers the entire circumference, so it's not like we can put like a larger cylinder on there, like a big socket or something, and press this out. Unfortunately, this wouldn't work out that way. So we went ahead and put it on a vise. And since none of this other material here is bonded, we were first able to punch out this bolt sleeve. We punched that out, and then we got another socket, and kind of try to work it and play with it. We got another socket, and then we pressed it in as much as we could to push out the rubber part. And then all we got left is this metal sleeve that was in the control arm. So as you saw the other damage when I didn't bring it with me, then we went ahead and chipped at it, tried to split it, and we kind of like bent it out, and it was still good, and the control arm was not damaged at all. So of course we did that for all of the control arms, all 8 of them. And of course we only did the chassis side. As I mentioned before, the frame side, I'm sorry, the chassis side was not done. It's the differential side that was done. On the chassis side, they all have Johnny joints, like whatever rough country calls their X-flex joints, but they are similar to Johnny joints. Some people may call them Heims. I disagree with that. It does not look like a Heim joint, but that's how we got that all done. So of course, the ride was fantastic. It felt so much better. It's softer. The back end doesn't feel loose. Very solid. And now it's time for an alignment, which is something I always recommend when you replace any part of your suspension or steering linkage. It may have an effect. Always check your alignment. This right now is going to be a great improvement when you do the alignment after a repair. 1, it's going to save your tires. 2, it's going to save your gas economy. And gas economy is like gold around here nowadays. So you want to go ahead and get that checked out. I do have some spare parts because, like I said, we only did the differential side. We did not do the chassis side. So let me show you one of the uppers, which would be this right here. So when we're putting it on, see how it splits? It's 2 pieces, actually 3, because now you got the sleeve. When you have the open cavity, that round hole where this thing goes, you're going to go ahead and just press it in on both sides. But before you do so, Energy Suspension provided some lube. In fact, they give you 2 containers of this for the rear and 2 containers for the front. The reason being is they want you to be generous. So as you're installing these, you want to go to put a nice generous here on the outside, nice generous on the inside. It's gonna be on both bushings, outside and inside. You want to coat this metal sleeve also. And then you're gonna press them in. Oh, this is another good part right here. If you look at this side of the sleeve, it's all solid right here. If you look at the other side of the sleeve, it looks like it's got a larger hole, like it's a taper going out. Like if I put it in here, see if you can see that very well, because it's a black bushing. But you see how it's got a little bit of hollow on the inside? That's for the flex, and that's for the advantage of the Hyperflex polyurethane by Energy Suspension. So of course we're going to give this a go. But now that all my bushings are done and replaced the way I expected them to be, we're going to give this another 6 months. So this is currently February. Let me see, 6 months from now, it's going to be August. So we'll look at them again in August to see how these are holding up compared to the rubberized Clevite or the rubber Clevite ones, to see if this works. If this solved my problem, then yay for me. If not, we're going to start thinking about other directions, like possibly changing the control arms to a metal cloak or rock crawler, or what's that other one, Clayton? So something reputable, something that's going to hold up very well. But really, that's what I have for today. Everything worked out super well so far. Thumbs up. Defiant's back on the road and doing great. And of course, a few more personal accessory projects coming along for Defiant. But all the heavy stuff, I believe, is done so far. Yeah, it's just one of those things that things happen, you build it up, they break, you you repair it or you upgrade, and it seems to work out very well for me. I got plenty of time. You know, all my kids are grown and gone, so yeah, I got plenty of time. All I gotta do is the wife and the dog, and we're good like that. But anyway, thank you for joining us. I hope you found this adventure of ours a little educational and entertaining for you. I really hope you enjoyed the video. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and click that little bell. Please tell all your friends, and I hope you subscribe as well. And of course, join us on all of our social platforms, and visit us at www.defiantjeep.club, where you can find, defiantjeep.com, where you can find all of your Jeep performance accessories, camping gear, or other merch. We'd love to see you on the trail.